Okay, it is Monday, October 13th, and we're talking about Monopoly for on campus. So let's come down here. I just lost it. Here we go. So for this class, we're doing number 1 through number 9. We are not doing 10, 11, and 12 because that's in chapter 4. And then pull it out of your course pack and staple it, and you will be turning that in at the beginning of class. And then we'll spend some time during class doing peer evals. So plan about 3 hours. So you guys have already played, and feel free to ask questions in the middle of this, Ben. You guys have already played Monopoly in class on Thursday. We've already agreed that the person with the most assets and the highest net income will be the overall winner. And then you're only going to use these chart of accounts, these accounts. You've already done your 25 transactions, and now you're building 25 journal entries. Your first journal entry should be already done because that one we started the game with $1,500. Okay. So way up here should have under cash. Let's just see if I can do anything in here. That'd be kind of fun. So under here, everybody should have $1,500 because that's how you start Monopoly. You get cash of 1,500 and you just say stockholders investment, something like that. Okay. And then your first journal entry. So for your first journal entry, we'll call it number 1. And then the date is last Thursday, which was what? The 9th?
Yeah,
That around. And then so as you build these journals, I know you guys are really new to journal entries, but let's just build them and it'll be cash, debit to cash. And remember the debits have to go all the way over here. Cash goes up. The rules of debit and credit for assets are you increase them with a debit. And so you really, oops, didn't want to do that. Let's do, oh, I love that. That's kind of wonky. Let's see if we can. This is what I get for not using a stylus. Okay, so it's 1,500 debit like that. But then you have to have your debits and credits balance. So your credit's going to be to common stock. Everybody should have this identical journal entry because everybody's starting the game the same way. Okay. And then you'd say, you put a little brief description, nothing fancy, just something to remind you. So Ben, what was your second transaction? And then skip a line if you would, just so it's easier to read.
gotcha.
So tell me your
Uh,
second transaction.
I bought Connecticut Avenue for 120
Okay, so you're going to have, does cash go up or down?
down.
Okay, so we are going to need a credit to cash of 120. Okay, but you bought Connecticut Avenue. So let's go look at your chart of accounts. So what account is involved? What's Connecticut Avenue?
Property.
Yeah. So we don't have a property account, so we're going to call it land.
Oh, okay.
And so we're going to come down here. We're going to say land. We're going to use that same date, 10/9, because everything happened on 10/9. Then we're going to come down here and say cash. And it's going to be a debit of 120 and a credit of 120. So accounting is kind of weird. Okay, let's be honest. So you've got 120, 120, and your description would say bought Connecticut. That's fine. Okay. So land is an asset. We increase land with a debit. Cash is also an asset, but we didn't increase it, we decreased it. So that's why cash got credited here. Okay. So let's do one more. What's your third transaction?
I collected rent from Connecticut Avenue.
Oh, wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so was cash involved?
Yes.
Up
Plus
or up or
$8.
down?
Up $8.
$8 and debit or credit?
Credit.
So how do we increase assets? Debit or credit?
Debit.
Okay, so it's going to be a debit to cash of $8 and a credit to what for $8? So what are we going to call it? So somebody landed on your property.
Hmm.
So what are we going to credit? Something went up. What would you call
Uh,
it?
rent revenue.
Perfect. Yeah. So you just made your first sale, $8. And you can just put an abbreviation there if you want. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So just take each transaction and say, look at the rules of debit and credit, and then say, okay, one went up, one went down, or they both went up if you borrowed money. So, and then so you'll do all these journal entries, and then you'll come and there should be plenty of journal forms for you.
Yeah.
Skip a line. So then for cash, you want to book your first, you want to post that first journal entry. So do something like that and put your number there and then put 1500. I don't know why that's small, but anyway. And then your second journal entry is going to be on the credit side. And how much did you pay for Connecticut? 120?
120.
So there's that. And you can even just put like a 2 there or a circle around the 2. And then you got rent. So that's your 3. And then you got $8. Okay. But you have to book both sides. So the 1500 is going to come down here on common stock. Where did it go? Here we go. Text. So you have to make sure both sides balance. Okay. So
Hmm.
that's the other side. And then land went up. So that was 120. And then the last one was rent revenue over here. Something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and so you're going to do this 22 more times. Then you're going to run your totals and cash will have a lot of activity here because everything you do is probably going to involve cash, most of what you do.
Yeah.
And then you'll run your total and you'll put the total probably on the debit side, whichever side is bigger.
Hmm.
And then from there, you'll put the name of your company as of 10/9, and then don't worry about account number, just do the title, cash, and so forth, in the same order as the chart of accounts. And remember, we only list an account. Sorry, let's see if we can find that faster. Same order as the chart of accounts, but only put the account title in if it has a balance. If it doesn't have a balance, don't put it on the trial balance. And I think that, so once you get your trial balance done, you know how to do your statements. Just be sure to put your name, your company name, and the date, income statement, retained earnings, and classified balance sheet, and then the ratios, and then you're done. So give yourself about an hour to build the journal entries and do the T accounts, maybe an
Yeah.
hour and a half. And then once you build your trial balance, if it doesn't balance, stop and go back through your accounts and make sure you posted them to the T accounts correctly. And once you
Gotcha.
have a trial balance that balances, you'll be able to work your statements and calculate ratios.
All right.
All right. It's
Sounds good.
a crash course in Monopoly there. So
Yeah.
thanks for asking, though. That's good.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else on class?
It's kind of a stupid question, but isn't there an instance where you're gonna, on the journal entries, where you would post credit above debit? And
No,
it's,
always debit first.
oh, okay.
It's just like reading left to right, but so the debits are on the left side, so we just put it that way.
Okay. And then for the T charts, why would you put it on the left versus the right?
Oh, okay. You're matching exactly what you did on the journal entries. So say you did, let's go up here. So right here, you've got the debit on the left
Mhm.
and the credit on the right for common stock. So whereas cash, you're going to go to the cash T account and put that on the
Oh,
left. For common
okay.
stock, you're going to go to the common stock T account and put it on the right. So what you're doing is you're keeping track in the same way you did on the worksheet. You could do this all on a worksheet like we did at the beginning of chapter 3, where we just did pluses and minuses, but now we're doing debits and credits.
Okay.
So on the
Okay.
land T account, it goes on the left, and we know, oh, land's an asset, it went up, that kind of thing. Cash
And
is
then,
also an asset. We know it went down because it's a credit.
so for the T chart, you would just have a one next to 1500 on cash and then a one next to 1500 on common stock.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So you're just tracking it all. So there's that one, 1500. And then down here, I know it's
Okay.
really small. I don't know why it's that
That's
small, but
fine.
it's 1500 and the one. Yeah. And
Gotcha.
if you forgot this side of it, when you got to if you got to post the 1500 on the common stock T account, when you got to your trial balance, you'd be out of balance
Yeah.
$1,500. So
All right. Easy enough.
I think so, but I have an advantage because I've done this once or twice. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, email me if you're still working on this. Email me if you have more, or message me if you have more questions.
for sure. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. Take care. Bye bye.